What if I told you one of the world's most infamous killers taunted the police, mocked the media, and even sent coded messages daring people to catch him? And yet he was never caught? This is the chilling story of the Zodiac Killer, a criminal who terrorized California in the late 1960s and 70s, leaving behind fear, unsolved puzzles, and one of history's greatest mysteries. Hit subscribe and unlock the past. The beginning of terror, it all started in December 1968 near Vallejo, California. Two teenagers, David Faraday and Betty Lou Jensen, were shot and killed while sitting in a car. Police believed it was a random act of violence. But 7 months later, another young couple, Darlene Farron and Mike Mageau, were attacked in a similar way. Mike survived, but Darlene was killed. Not long after, police received an anonymous call. The killer himself was on the line. He admitted responsibility. This was the beginning of a reign of terror that would grip California and shock the world. The letters and ciphers. What made the Zodiac different from other killers was his hunger for attention. He didn't just kill. He wrote letters to newspapers, filled with threats, demands, and strange symbols. He signed his letters with a circle and a cross, the now infamous Zodiac symbol. But the most disturbing part? His ciphers, coded messages claiming to reveal his identity or motives. In 1969, he sent 3 nearly identical letters to local newspapers, each containing a third of a cipher. He demanded they publish them on the front page, or more people would die. When combined, the cipher was eventually cracked by a school teacher and his wife. It revealed a chilling message. "I like killing people because it is so much fun." But despite this breakthrough, the killer's identity remained hidden: the attacks. The Zodiac claimed to have killed up to 37 people, though police confirmed at least 5 murders. One of the most infamous attacks happened in September 1969 at Lake Berryessa. A young couple was enjoying a picnic when a man approached wearing a strange costume, a black hood with the Zodiac symbol on his chest. He tied them up, then brutally stabbed them. The man survived, but the woman did not. Later, the killer called the police from a payphone to report the crime. Calm, cold, as if it was a game. Another victim, a cab driver in San Francisco named Paul Stein, was shot in October 1969. This time, the Zodiac left behind a piece of the driver's bloody shirt, which he mailed to newspapers as proof. Fear across California. By now, the Zodiac was not just a killer. He was a public obsession. Newspapers covered every letter, every murder, and every clue. Parents warned their kids not to go out at night. Couples avoided lonely roads. The Zodiac had created an atmosphere of pure fear. What made it worse was his arrogance. In his letters, he mocked the police, claiming he was too clever to be caught. Sometimes he even included elaborate threats, like promising to attack school buses. The Zodiac wasn't just killing people, he was terrorizing an entire state. The codes that remain unsolved. While one cipher was cracked, others remain unsolved to this day. In 2020, more than 50 years later, a team of amateur codebreakers managed to solve the so-called 340 cipher. It didn't reveal his name, but it did show his twisted mindset, where he mocked authorities and insisted he wasn't afraid of execution. Other ciphers, however, remain unbroken. Could one of them hold the killer's real name? Or were they all just mind games? The suspects. Over the years, hundreds of suspects were investigated. Some names became legendary in Zodiac lore. Arthur Lee Allen, a man with a criminal background and strange obsessions. Many clues pointed to him, but DNA evidence later suggested otherwise. Richard Gaikowski, a journalist some believe matched descriptions and timelines. Gary Francis Post. Recently, some investigators suggested he could have been the Zodiac, based on photographs and alleged confessions. But none of these suspects were ever proven guilty beyond doubt. The Zodiac's true identity remains unknown. Why we still talk about him? The Zodiac Killer has become more than just a criminal case. He's become a cultural icon of mystery. Movies, books, and documentaries have all tried to solve the puzzle. Hollywood even made the film Zodiac in 2007, bringing the case back into the spotlight. Why do we remain obsessed? Because the story has everything: an anonymous killer, strange codes, fear and media frenzy, endless unanswered questions. It's the perfect storm of mystery and terror. The Zodiac Killer may never be caught. His identity may be lost forever. But his shadow still lingers over California, and over all of us who are drawn to the unknown. He wanted fame. He wanted to be remembered. And in a way, he got exactly what he wanted. So what do you think? Who was the Zodiac killer? And will we ever truly know?